This is Science Max, Experiments at Large. Science Max! Greetings, Science Maximites. My name is Phil, and welcome to Science Max Experiments at Large. Today, we're going to be looking at air pressure and friction and simple machines like levers, pulleys, and gears. We're going to look at some rotational energy, some spring tension, and gravity. We need all those things because we're building Rube Goldberg machines! Rube Goldberg machines! Rube Goldberg machines! Rube Goldberg machines! Rube Goldberg. You heard me say Rube Goldberg machine? Okay, we got that part? Okay, good. Rube Goldberg was a cartoonist who came up with the idea of having a simple task done by a machine that was extremely complicated. There are Rube Goldberg competitions all over the world, and there's only a few rules. First, a human can only touch it once by starting the whole thing off, and then the machine has to work all on its own. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Phil, what's the science behind a Rube Goldberg machine? Well, it's all about changing energy. Remember, you start the whole thing off with just a little push. But if you want the machine to keep going and going and going, you have to come up with clever ways to add more energy to the system so you've got more energy to keep the machine going. So check this out. A bunch of stacked dominoes, which will start a chain reaction that leads to this mouse trap, which has all of its energy stored in the spring tension, which will release the ball. Boing! Check this one out. It's a bunch of pulleys, and there's a rope that goes up and down and up, attached to this lever where there's a ball, and there's a big, heavy weight here. And when the weight gets knocked off the table, the ball falls into the hole and then goes down the tube, and so on. Check this one out. Here's a great way to change the direction of something. Say the ball falls on this lever. Well, it's weighted on this end, but then the weight falls off, and the ball goes this way. And, the portal turned on. I gotta pick an expert. Okay. Hold on a second. 10 seconds before the portal resets. Sonia from the Ontario Science Center. Perfect. And there we go. Tons of time. 3, 2, 1. Sonia.
Hey.
I portaled in 3 blocks away. I had to run here.
Okay. You're here now?
Yeah, I didn't put the coordinates in when I left. Anyway.
It's okay. Breathe.
Sonia from the Ontario Science Center. I'm glad you're here because we are gonna build a Rube Goldberg machine.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm excited too. Check it out. This giant room. I've never done anything with it, so why don't we build a giant machine in here?
Why not?
Okay, so here's the rules. The Rube Goldberg machine has to start with one simple thing, right?
Yep.
So we're gonna start with this marble, and we send it on its way, and then a whole bunch of stuff happens, and at the end, we press that button.
That button?
Yeah.
What does it do?
I've never used it before, but when we hit that button, we get cake.
Cake?
A cake will portal in and we'll have cake.
Oh my goodness, can we get chocolate cake?
We can totally have chocolate cake.
All right, now I'm really, really excited.
Okay, so can I start?
Absolutely.
Great, because I saw some stuff over here.
Okay.
This is a pendulum. It's a weight that swings. It swings back and forth. Pendulums are pretty simple. It swings back and forth. Predicting the path of a pendulum, pretty simple. It's gonna swing back and forth. But wait, as I make it so much more complex by adding a pendulum. Now I've got a pendulum down here, and that one swings back and forth, and I've got a pendulum up here that swings back and forth. What will happen to this part of the pendulum when I let it go? Can you predict? Let's find out. This is a double pendulum, and predicting the path of a double pendulum is really difficult. It's still simple physics, but because there's a moving part attached to a moving part, it makes it way more complex. So, the question is, can we max it out even more? Of course we can. These are chaos pendulums. This one's a lever, and it's got another lever on the end. Whoa, and this one here is a perfectly balanced lever, and it's got a pendulum on either side. Whoa. Scientists and engineers have always said that the more moving parts something has, the more complex they are. Science. Sonia and I are taking turns building our Rube Goldberg machine. The first section was my turn, and I explained it to Sonia. Right here, we have what is known as a ramp. Ooh, yeah, I know you know.
Fancy.
Right, so we put a marble on the ramp that rolls along this thing into what is known as a pylon. And then we've got these guys right here, which are dominoes. And when that falls off the table, it'll pull on the string, and then it's attached to this. Now, this is the release mechanism, so when that string gets pulled, it will let go, and it will fire this, which is a trebuchet.
All right, should we test it out?
Absolutely. You
Can
want
I
to try
try
it?
it?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Huh.
Wait.
Didn't go. Why didn't?
Well, the domino doesn't seem to be heavy enough to make this contraption fire.
You know what, Phil?
What?
I have an idea.
Oh, yeah?
Maxed out dominoes.
Maxed out dominoes. I love that idea. Why are they maxed out? Do they glow in the dark?
We'll see.
Do they produce electricity?
We'll see.
Do they talk to animals?
We will see.
Do they dissolve in water? Whoa, maxed out dominoes.
That's what I'm talking about.
These are very maxed out. Okay, so
we
now.
started off with this domino. Then we went bigger.
Yeah.
Bigger,
Yeah.
bigger, bigger. And we went to the biggest.
Right.
And this is where we're gonna get the most weight, which is gonna trigger it and release.
Ha ha! Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
The one thing to remember about Rube Goldberg machines is they never work perfectly every time.
Didn't go.
But we tweaked it and adjusted things, and then
Here we go.
3, 2, 1. Whoa!
Nice. That was pretty far.
Yeah, check this out. Whoa. Okay, so
Nice.
now that we've got the trebuchet firing,
Yep.
the ball is going over there. We need to get the ball going over here
Yeah.
to
The
cake button.
cake button.
I can't wait for the cake. So I have an idea. Come on.
Okay.
No, wait. Changing direction stuff is over.
Okay.
Now we're gonna talk about tension. What's tension? One more than 9-shin. Get it? Because tension and 9, that's, okay, tension is the force that we usually talk about when we think about pulling a rope or a chain or something like that, because you know the old expression, you can't push a rope. But today we are gonna push a rope. I have a rope right here, and I'm going to push it using another force called flexion. I've got some pieces of plastic here, and they bend or flex. And when they do, they want to spring back. But I'm gonna prevent them from springing back by putting them in between these knots. And look, the rope now stays up. And I take another piece, and I stick it on this knot, and then I bend it all the way. This is not terrifying. Really, it's not terrifying at all. Okay, good. And then I take this piece, and I put it here, and I bend it around, and so now we have a rope that's being pushed, and we're defying gravity, and we're making a cool art sculpture. All right, one more here. Ooh, okay, here we go. And flexing. And whoa. Ha-ha! There you go. I've pushed a rope, defied gravity, and made a cool art sculpture. Okay, well, I guess technically I haven't really pushed the rope because we're still pulling from each knot. And I guess I haven't really defied gravity because that one's sitting on the table and all the others are sitting on top of that. But you can't argue that I made a cool art sculpture. Ha-ha! Art! I mean, science. Sonia and I are maxing out a Rube Goldberg machine. The first part worked pretty well, and now we need to change the ball's direction. This is a trebuchet. Trebuchet fires the ball, right?
Yeah.
Right now I want to tell you the story of the ball. First, it goes through this fancy film of tin foil.
Aluminum foil?
Right, aluminum foil, because it's, yeah, you're right, it's made of aluminum. It enters this large receptacle.
A garbage can?
You also could be called a garbage can. It falls into this conular device.
Funnel?
A funnel, yes, you could call it a funnel. And then it enters the change-o-direction-o-matic, which is a lever. There's a weight on that end, then it falls off, then the ball goes this way.
Phil?
Or that way. The one thing you need most of all when making a Rube Goldberg machine is patience. Ball goes in the funnel, knocks that off, changes direction, and then it goes this way.
Okay.
And that's all I got so far.
So, not bad.
Yeah.
But we really want to get closer to that way.
Right, because that's the button that gives us cake.
How about we use some chemical energy for this?
Ooh, chemical energy.
I have an idea for this one. Let me go get it.
Go for it.
This is my idea.
Okay.
Ball's actually gonna roll down the tube.
Oh, yeah, because this is a rat trap, right?
Yeah.
Which is like bigger than a mouse trap.
And then it's gonna hit it. Yeah. Nice.
Ooh, so this flips around.
Exactly.
And what's this?
That is something called an antacid tablet. Some water.
And the antacid and the water react. Oh!
It blew. Do you want to test it out?
Sure, can I?
Okay.
Okay, ball comes through this, goes down there, comes out of this, and on the ramp.
Onto the trap,
Oh.
and...
Ah, so then
Nice.
it fires up
Yep.
and hits something else
Yeah.
and something button cake. So we got a lot of different energies, but you know what one we're missing?
What?
Is electrical energy.
Yeah, you're actually right.
I've got a great idea. Hold on.
All right. Let's see what he comes up with.
This is a chain of beads, and this is glass. Now, if I was to drop the chain of beads, what will happen? It will fall. Yes, that's right. It'll fall because of gravity. But watch this. This side goes up. Why? Because of gravity. Wait a minute. Why does one side go up because of gravity? Well, it gets a little complicated, but I can explain. But I think I'll have to put the beads back in the glass. Okay, so what's going on? Well, when this part of the chain starts falling out, it gets longer and longer, and it has more mass than this side of the chain. And if it has more mass, then it has more inertia. And when it starts yanking out very hard, this side of the chain gets yanked up out of the glass very quickly. When it gets yanked up hard, it flies into the air. But then, of course, the direction has to change, so it goes around a curve and then goes back down. Because of the speed that it's going, that curve starts lifting up over the top of the glass. And that's how it works. There's a big difference in energy because this chain falls far. I try it from here, and it doesn't work as well. Why? Because the drop from here to here isn't as big. You want lots of force acting on the falling chain, which means the higher you do it from, the better it works. So maybe we should max it out. Yeah. But wait, we should wait for it to stop. And now let's max it out. This is a really long chain, and this is a really long drop. Let's see what happens. Whoa! Look at that! Whoa! Super maxed out! Science! Sony and I have used potential energy, the lever, and chemical energy. But you know what one we're missing?
What?
Is electrical energy. Electromagnetism. So watch. The chemical rockets, which we've had from before, they'll fire up, they'll hit the underside of this tray. The marbles will fall and flick this switch. See that sledgehammer? This is an electromagnet, and it will attract the metal in the sledgehammer. Watch this, ready?
There.
There. Magnetized, electromagnetism. Now, when the marbles fall, it'll turn the electromagnet off, and the hammer will fall.
Oh, that's pretty cool, actually.
Right?
Can we
So
try it?
let's try it. Here's something we didn't know. Predicting the flight path of an antacid rocket canister is almost impossible. We had them aim the same way every time. But we stuck with it, and being patient is key, and eventually it worked. The chemical rockets fire, and they hit the tray. All right!
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so now we just need hammer hit something, and then something, button, cake.
I have an idea.
All right. Cake any minute now. This is a basketball. It bounces. This is a golf ball. It bounces. but it never bounces as high as where I dropped it from. But watch as I put the golf ball on top of the basketball. Whoa! Why does the golf ball bounce higher than where I dropped it from? How is this possible? I only bounced the golf ball from 1 meter high. So what's going on? Well, as the basketball hits the ground, it compresses, storing the potential energy of its bounce, about to give that energy back as it bounces up again. But this energy works as a springboard for the golf ball. And since the golf ball has a lot less mass than the basketball, the upwards kinetic energy of the basketball is given to the golf ball. So, let's max it out. Ball, on a ball, on a ball. 3-ball bounce. Oh, did you see that? Ball, on a ball, on a ball, on a ball. Quadruple ball bounce. Oh, oh. Oh. No, wait. Turns out getting 4 balls to drop straight down on top of each other is pretty difficult. So, we know the mass of the ball is important. Why don't we max it out in a different way? This is a Swiss ball for exercising. It has a lot more mass than a golf ball. So, let's try it out. There you go. The transfer of energy between balls. A great way to lose golf balls. Sonia has added one more step to our Rube Goldberg machine, a stomp rocket. It's a hammer rocket.
Exactly.
I like
so
that.
what's going to happen is the hammer is going to hit our bottle, which is going to release all that air that's built up inside of it. It's going to hit that button.
Wait. The rocket hits the button.
And then we get some
cake!
Cake!
Oh, so this is it. So we're done the Rube Goldberg machine with this last step.
Okay.
Do you want to do it?
I think we should do it.
Ready?
Ready?
3, 2, 1. Oh. Let's pause here just before the cake portal's in and recap the science. A marble on top of this ramp has potential energy. As it rolls down, that changes to kinetic energy, which transfers to some stacked dominoes. They fall in a chain reaction, finally causing bigger and bigger dominoes to fall, giving the last domino enough mass to pull a string, attached through some pulleys, to a quick release on a trebuchet. Now, a trebuchet is a first-class lever, with a weight on one side and a sling and a ball on the other. If the weight falls, the sling releases the ball at the right moment and it sails through the air. It's caught in a garbage can and changes directions on a few ramps and another lever as a teeter-totter. Finally, it falls onto a rat trap, which has more energy stored in the tension of the spring. The rat trap smacks another lever, which flips around, turning over some antacid rockets. This allows the antacid to mix with the water and start a chemical reaction that produces carbon dioxide, which eventually builds up enough pressure to fire the container to another lever, which tips, dropping some marbles on a string attached to a switch. That turns off the electricity to our electromagnet. And when an electromagnet doesn't have electricity, it stops being a magnet. So our sledgehammer starts to fall. Now, our sledgehammer is heavy, so it has both mass and speed when it hits this plastic bottle. All that inertia crushes the bottle, reducing its volume. The air gets put under pressure and pushes out through a tube, which takes our stomp rocket with it. The stomp rocket flies through the air and hits our cake button, which then portals in some cake! Guess we really didn't think that through, huh? The cake should have landed on a table or something.
Would have been nice.
There you go, Science Max Experiments at Large, Rube Goldberg machine. Are you sure you don't want some of this cake?
No, let's
But
let's go.
Behold Science Maximites! I am Filtron 2.0! I have changed myself into a cyborg to give myself super strength! No longer will I suffer the weakness of human muscles! Behold my awesome strength! Tremble in fear at my might! I may have to give myself some upgrades. Yeah, so, okay. Maybe I'll just give myself super strength the old-fashioned way, using the power of science! Today is all about mechanical advantage, like this fulcrum and this lever, transferring a lot of force over a short distance or a little bit of force over a long distance, and vice versa. We are going to be building a trebuchet. A trebuchet. So a trebuchet looks a lot like a catapult, but a catapult uses elastic force to throw something, and a trebuchet uses the good old lever. There's a lot of weight on the short end of the lever, and on the other side of the pivot is the long end, and we've got a sling here with a marble in it, and we put that down here on the ground, and then we let it go, and whoosh, whoosh, it throws the marble. To build your trebuchet, here's what you need. Something to be your lever, like a pencil. Something to be your weight. I used batteries. You'll need to make a frame, and I use craft sticks and cardboard for that. A way for it to pivot, like a straw and a shish kebab skewer. Then you'll want a sling, which is a rope, and something to hold your projectile, like plastic netting. Finally, something to hold it all together, like glue. Get your craft sticks, make some triangles with one craft stick sticking up. Then get your craft sticks and make a base which you will put on with your cardboard like that. Now you'll also probably want to make some extra supports that go off the bottom there like that. Then get your pencil and cut a piece of straw so that you can see right through it, and you can get a shish kebab skewer and you stick it through the straw like that, and that's your pivot point, your fulcrum for your lever. What you want to do is put your weights, I've used some batteries, you can use anything that's heavy, on the short end of the lever. That's important because a lot of weight here translates to a little bit of weight going a lot faster on the other end. So, a lot of weight on the short end, and then on the long end of the pencil where the eraser is, you want to take a toothpick and stick it into the top of the eraser and then cut it off so it's just like that. That creates a little hook that you put the loop of your string net on so that when it gets flipped around, the loop comes off and then throws your projectile that way. And then of course you need something that you want to fire. I like to use marbles, but gumdrops work pretty well because they're nice and soft. And you put it in and you pull it all the way down, all the way so it's actually resting on the cardboard like this, and then you let it go. And it fires. And there you go, a trebuchet. Now, if you want to research how to build one of these yourself, it is called a trebuchet. Haha, trebuchet. Wait, I can make it come up, but I can't make it go away. I don't know why that works like that. Anyway. So we need to max out the trebuchet. Let's see, I need an expert. Oh, Chris. Chris from Logic's Academy has a trebuchet. Maybe we can use that one to figure out how we can max it out. And of course, because it's a trebuchet and it's maxed out, we want to fire something, so I thought we would fire, pumpkins. Let's go. Good luck, little pumpkin. Hey, Chris!
Hey, how's it going?
Chris from Logic's Academy. I had a problem with the pumpkin. It kind of got larger than I expected.
It's okay, I think this one's bigger than what we need anyway.
Chris shows me a scale model trebuchet. One we can use to test a few ideas before building our maxed out version.
Go on,
and
Jeff.
you've got little mini pumpkins!
I know, don't get too attached.
The first is the arm length, getting the right ratio. That means how long one side of the lever is compared to the other. When talking about a ratio, you write it like this, 1 to 2. It doesn't matter what the actual measurement is, just that this side of the lever is 1 of that measurement and this side is 2, or 2 times longer than this side. And it turns out a 1 to 2 ratio arm wasn't great. Well, that could be better.
It could be better.
So we tried a 1 to 6 ratio arm. The 1 to 6 arm threw the pumpkin further, but not a lot further.
Better. Definitely better.
Better. Then we tried a 1-to-4. Turns out 1-to-4 is the best arm ratio.
Whoa! That's pretty good.
Chris also had an idea about hanging the weights.
Because as you see here, these go straight down. And going straight down actually makes this spin even faster.
So when we do the big one, we should hang the weights off the end and not attach them to the end.
That's right. And that'll give you some extra distance.
Excellent. Let's fire this last one.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Whoa!
Pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, I wonder when we make the big one, do you think we can get it through the goalposts?
Oh, yeah. I think we can do that.
All right, let's try it. All right. This episode is all about giving yourself super strength using mechanical advantage. Well, here's how you can use a rope to give yourself the strength of a superhero. Ha-ha! I am mechanical advantage using a rope man. To gain mechanical advantage using a rope, you need 3 things. First thing, a rope. I mean, obviously, that's a given, right? You know you need a rope. Okay, good. Then you need something to pull and something that will not move. What you do is you tie your rope to the thing that you want to pull. Then you tie the other end of the rope, you guessed it, to the thing that won't move. Now, you pull from the middle like this. And it's very easy to pull the weight. Why? Because of mechanical advantage. You're using a small amount of force over a longer distance. But what if the weight is heavier? Then you lengthen the rope. Now we pull from the middle and it's easier. Why? Yes, mechanical advantage. A small amount of force over an even longer distance makes it easier to pull the weight. Let's max it out. Mechanical advantage using a rope man, away! High above the city, mechanical advantage using a rope man surveys the town looking for someone in trouble. There's someone.
Oh, my minivan broke down and only 10 feet from my parking spot. If only there was someone who could help me.
I'll help you.
Mechanical advantage using a rope, man. I'm saved. Maybe you should try giving yourself some mechanical advantage using the rope. Mechanical advantage using the rope, man.
Yes. Well, I was coming to that. So I have this really long rope, and I tie one end to something that's not going to move, like a tree. Or a steel coil, if you happen to have one. And then I take the other end, and I run all the way back, and I attach this end to the van.
I call her Bessie.
Then I go to the middle of the rope, and I pull on it sideways like this, giving myself a huge amount of mechanical advantage.
Oh, it's working! It's working!
Pulling.
Mechanical advantage using a rope, man! You're doing it!
Ha-ha!
Well, gee willikers, you did it, mechanical advantage using a rope, man. You pulled the whole van.
And that's how you can use a rope to give yourself super strength. I am mechanical advantage using a rope man. Based on what we've learned from our small-scale trebuchet, Chris and I made a maxed-out version.
All right.
This, I think, is
Wow.
as big as we could possibly be expected to build this.
This is huge.
We have the length of our arm, which
Right.
is important.
Yes, and we've got to add weight here, so
Yeah.
we're gonna like loop this in. Whoa!
Oh, I guess that's because I took the weight off.
Yeah.
So, the arm is 4 times longer on this side of the lever
Right.
than on that side of the lever.
Right. So this arm goes 4 times faster than that side,
But
but we're gonna need a lot of weight.
like our small version, we needed to hang weights on the back of our trebuchet. So I got a rope and put some weights on. But because our new version is so maxed out, we need a lot of weight, which I needed to get on a rope and drag it over. Okay. Almost there. And I needed to lift it onto the arm. I needed to lift it onto the arm. I lift it. You know, maybe we should do this together. And
Okay, you take one end.
and we lifted it.
That's gonna be a problem, Phil.
I'm kind of glad that happened because there was no way I was going to be able to lift that.
I know, it was way too heavy, and we need something stronger that can still hold the weight and still give us the hinge that we want at the top.
And once the weight's up there, if the rope broke,
That would be bad news.
that'd be big time bad news. Okay, so we need a new solution for getting the weights on the trebuchet that is not.
Not rope. We need something
Not rope.
stronger, and hopefully that still has the hinge on it up here.
Maybe we have some sort of bar system that we could hang.
Yeah, I'm thinking metal.
Yeah, metal, definitely metal.
Definitely metal.
Metal is better than rope
I think so.
for holding a whole bunch of weight. Okay, let's get that done.
Let's do it.
All right, I got some metal over in the shop over here.
Okay.
Come on down to Sal's Science Shop. I am Sal, and this is my science shop. You want levers? I got the best levers around. Little levers, big levers, all drastically reduced. If you can find a lever anywhere else for less, then you gotta tell me, because I didn't know anybody else was selling them.
Come on down to Sal's Science Shop, your one-stop shop for science.
Hey, you want some levers? Well, boom, have I got levers. What class would you like? What's that? You didn't know that levers have different classes? Well, there are 3 different classes of levers. First class, business class, and coach. No, first class, second class, third class. It's pretty straightforward. And what do we need when we have a lever? We need a load, we need a fulcrum, and we need a lever. Ha-ha! First class lever, the fanciest of levers. You got your load on this end, you got your fulcrum right here underneath, and then you put some effort into this end, and wow, look how easy that is. Ha-ha! First class. What kind of thing works like that?
Oh, I don't know. How about this trebuchet you've been spending all this time watching? First class lever right there in front of you.
Second class lever. Look, there's a load right here in the middle. The fulcrum's on this end, and you put your effort into this end, and you lift it, and look, it's a second class lever. Huh? How cute is that? But what kind of thing works like that? It's like a wheelbarrow. The fulcrum is the wheel. The load goes in this, I guess this is the barrow, and then I lift with the handles. Huh? Look at that. Ha! Lever! Third class lever. You got your load on this end, you got your fulcrum on this end, but where is the effort? The effort's in the middle, and it pivots while you move it. Huh? Where you gonna get that kind of crazy contraption? Salad tongs! Salad tongs! Salad tongs. Look, you put the effort in the middle there, it pivots on that end, and you have the load there. And there you go. First class, second class, and third class levers. Whatever your mood, we've got the levers for you.
Chris and I had some trouble getting the weights on our maxed out trebuchet.
That's gonna be a problem, Phil.
So we had to come up with a new system. A metal bar that pivots on the bottom of the lever arm. It's got lots of spots for weights, and we could lift the weights one at a time to attach them all.
We start out with 255 pounds. How many kilograms is that?
113.3 continued.
Yeah, that's what I got too. All right, that's definitely enough weight, right?
Definitely.
Okay, let's fire a pumpkin.
Let's do it.
This trebuchet works the same as the other models, but because it's so much larger, we really need to haul on the rope. We attach the arm to a quick release, which allows us to hold it in place until we're ready to fire.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Whoa!
Oh!
Whoa!
We launched a bunch of the same size pumpkins and got a pretty good idea of how far we were throwing them.
Oh!
Okay, you know what? We should leave this here so that we know how far that last pumpkin went.
And then try to beat it.
And then we try to beat it. We haven't gotten through the goalposts.
It seemed to handle the more weight pretty well. I think we can add even more. What do you think?
I think we should add all of the weight. This is science max. This is not like science minimum.
Let's max it out.
We
maybe.
totally maxed it out. Okay, all the weight.
All
the weight. All the weight.
Max Historica.
Good morrow to you. I am Lord Fillington IV, and welcome to my medieval castle. My father, Lord Fillington III, had his castle besieged by catapults, and he had to share his prized collection of snow globes. Well, I, Lord Fillington IV, have made a few improvements. First was forgetting about snow globes. Those are so last season. I collect limited edition Science Maximals stuffed toys. And I've collected them all, and I'll never share. Hello? That Lord Fillington has been hogging all the limited edition Science Maximals, and he won't even trade. I mean, look, I've got 3 floofers, and all I need is a Fricto. But he won't trade. Surely you can trade. Never. I have all the Frictos, and I'll never trade. That's it. Time to build it. Oh, you're gonna build a catapult and knock my castle walls down? Well, I've learned a thing or two from my father. I, too, have catapults. Release! Fortunately, we've got a new invention of our own, a trebuchet. Oh, fiddlesticks. They have a duck pate. Trebuchet. A what? A Mother's Day? A Hudson's Bay? A Cabernet? I can't hear you. You've got to come closer. Release! The trebuchet was the best thing around right up until the invention of gunpowder. It could throw farther than anything else, even catapults. What you do, you see, is you put something in there, and then you put a big weight up there, right? And this goes down, that flies around and flies over the castle walls, all from far enough away where he can't get me with his catapults. And it works like this. 3, 2, 1. No, didn't that make it? It's too high, it's too high. Ah! All right, I give up. I'll trade. Oh, that's quite nice. I like that. Oh, and that's how trebuchets were used in history. Sort of.
Our giant trebuchet launched a pumpkin pretty far.
Very cool.
But now it's time to max it out further by adding even more weight.
All the weight, all the weight, all the weight.
So we increased the weight to 425 pounds.
That's a lot of weight. Okay, are we ready?
I think so. I can't wait to see what this thing does.
I can't wait to see how heavy it is to pull.
Turns out pulling that much weight using our rope was really tough, even with the mechanical advantage of our lever.
There we go.
We found another pumpkin of the same size, but then we started having another problem.
3, 2, 1, go!
Whoa! Look at how high it is!
What? Whoa! Go!
Whoa!
What? Whoa! So, I think we're going a little too high.
Yes.
It was almost straight up.
How far the pumpkin goes all comes down to when the rope slips off the pin at the end. If the rope slips off too early, the pumpkin goes up and not very far. Too late and the pumpkin goes straight, which means it'd hit the ground sooner and doesn't go as far. A 45-degree angle is just right. And how do you adjust it? By simply bending the pin.
3, 2,
2,
1.
1. Whoa! That was great. Great.
That went way farther than 60. We should have had another sign.
I don't even know how far that went.
Yeah, there you go. Science Max, experiments at large, trebuchet. So, one of us has to clean up the pumpkins and the other one has to put the trebuchet away.
Right.
Pumpkins! Oh, greetings, Science Maximites. My name is Phil, and I think I might have overdone it with the science. I mean, what's a better use of science than creating a whole bunch of slime? Well, I did, and you know what?
It's really cool.
Slime.
I love slime. It always makes me feel like a mad scientist, but I need a good mad scientist laugh.
Yeah, it needs work. Anyway, today we're talking about polymers. Polymers like slime. But you see, polymers aren't really a substance. They're more how something is constructed. And there's all kinds of different polymers. There's slime, obviously, and rubber polymers like, well, like rubber. And there's also hard polymers like plastic. Now, polymers are all kind of constructed the same way. Like this. This is a chain. Yeah, so imagine this is a chain of molecules, and all the molecules are the same, and they just repeat in a long line. Now, when you get a polymer like slime, all the chains are not connected or very loosely connected, which means that they can flow over each other like a slime or sort of like a liquid, and they behave like that. So that is slime. But when you get to a rubber polymer, you start to get little bonds in between the chains of polymers that work like this. You see, they still move around a little bit, but they can spread apart, and they become flexible and bouncy. Yeah, I know, a chain doesn't really bounce, but rubber polymers do. Huh? Now, when it gets to a solid polymer like plastic, there's a lot more links, and it's all kind of interconnected, and it doesn't move at all. It doesn't move. Okay, again, harder to tell with a chain, but plastic is very hard and rigid. So let's dive into the world of polymers and make some slime. Yeah, too mad, not enough scientist. I'll keep working on it. Anyway, to make slime, take your white glue and pour in an amount. It really kind of depends on how much slime you want to make. Now, you want to add about twice as much water as that. Yeah, somewhere around there. Great. Now we want to put in just a little bit of soap. Maybe there, that's good. And you want to put in your food coloring. I like green. Green seems like the right slime color to me. It's the right appropriate mad scientist kind of slime. And then you want to start mixing that up till you get the right kind of consistency. That means make sure the glue and the water are equally mixed up. Good. And now we're ready to make it an actual slime by bonding the polymers together by adding liquid starch. Very good. And you want to mix it up.
When you add the liquid starch, it starts to bond the chains of molecules together, changing it from a liquid to a slime.
It's coming along. And there you go, slime. Now, if you want clear slime and not opaque slime, you want to use clear glue and not white glue. But that's basically the recipe. So there you go, slime. Too supervillain? Yeah, okay, well, anyway, all right. Now all you need is an expert to help me max it out. Of course, my interface is hand gesture based, so I don't know if the slime. Oh, hey, there we go. Great. So you get it. Oh, of course. Sarah from Mad Science. Mad Science, they really know their slime. This is great. Okay, I got it. Close. Hey, there we go. All right. Ugh. I'm not sure bringing it through the portal is such a good idea, but at least I'll have it on the other side. Ugh. I have a pot. Why do I have a pot? I didn't have a pot when I went through the portal. Is someone somewhere missing a pot, or did it just create this pot out of nothing? Huh. Hey, Sarah!
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. Sarah from Mad Science, you're gonna help me make some slime.
Yes, I actually brought some. Oh, this isn't slime. This is a pot lid.
Hey.
Oh.
Well, at least we have a set. Doesn't answer any questions, though. And I guess we're gonna have to make some more slime.
Definitely. What kind of slime do you want to make?
What do you mean, what kind? Is there more than one kind?
Oh yeah, there are tons of different kinds of slime with lots of different ingredients and recipes.
Oh, I only know the one. Can you show me all the others?
Of course, let's go make some right now.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
Come on down to South Science Science Shop and see me, Sal, while you shop for science. This week only, Sal's one-of-a-kind, once-a-year polymer sale. 50 to 75% off anything made of polymers. Rubber? That's a polymer. Polystyrene. When you're eating your next meal, I recommend some polypropylene. Low-density polyethylene. High-density polyethylene. You want some polytetrafluoroethylene? We got it. We've even got polychlorotrifluoroethylene. Do they even know how good a deal this is? Because you're not gonna find that kind of deal just like every day. But hold the phone. Polymers aren't just plastics. Rayon, nylon, Teflon, you name the lawn, we got it on sale. What do we want? Polymers. When do we want them? Anytime during normal business hours. Wool, silk, even cotton. Polymers, polymers, polymers. Polymers, polymers, polymers. Word has lost all meaning. Glue, paint, umbrella fabric, oh yeah. Carpet, you bet that's on sale. Roberta, I'm running out of sale signs. Buy it and I'll put it in a plastic bag, also made of polymers. Seriously, Roberta, we can't have a sale on everything. Oh, hey, even you, even me, the proteins in our bodies, even our DNA, all polymers. So come on down to Sal's Science Shop and get a great deal on your polymers for a limited time. I mean, it'd have to be a limited time, right, Roberta? Because, I mean, I can't discount everything in the store to 75% off. How am I gonna make any money? I mean, are we still rolling? 100 different kinds of slime.
Yes, it's gonna be so much fun, but we're not gonna make 100 today.
Yeah, I know. We're just gonna do our top favorites.
Yeah, it's gonna be super great.
All right, what are we starting with?
So our first slime we're starting with today is some really cool molding slime. Now this slime, actually, if you leave it out overnight, it'll harden and you can make an imprint of whatever you like. So here, we made an imprint of our little tool there. So we're gonna look at a little bit more liquidy slime, starting with this one over here, which I believe you already know about.
This is cornstarch mud.
Exactly.
You hold this.
Sounds
I'm gonna
good.
hold this and we're gonna try pouring it. Whoa. Oh,
Whoa.
so see, it's like a liquid, but then if you do it fast, it's like a solid. All right, what's next?
Over here, we have some other really awesome types of slime. So right over here, we have some crunchy slime.
Crunchy slime.
Exactly.
Why is it crunchy?
Now it's crunchy because we've actually added a few beads inside of it to make it crunchy. This is some really cool, awesome slime.
Here, you take half.
And you can feel the beads as you get to stretch it out. It's so cool.
This one is a little harder to clean.
Exactly.
I'll just do that. All right, so what's next?
So next we have some really cool glow-in-the-dark slime.
Glow-in-the-dark slime.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
Ooh, look at how much it glows. That glows a lot. That's super glowy slime. So to do the different kinds of slime, we need the polymer.
Yes,
And then the thing that sticks the polymers together.
exactly.
So the glue is the polymer,
Glue is the polymer.
and the starch is the thing that bonds it.
Yes,
Aha.
very cool.
And then you put the thing in that makes it the kind of slime.
Yes, right before you add the bonding component, because if we keep adding stuff after it's already made, it unfortunately won't be able to take it. So we add our powder before we add our starch in this situation.
Should we go on to the next thing?
Yeah, let's move on to
More slime! Plastic is great, and plastic is everywhere. But the problem with plastic is it isn't very biodegradable. It doesn't break down in the environment. I'm still on hold. Oh, well. There you go. Back for another couple years, I guess. But here's a way that you can make bioplastic. It's fully biodegradable because it's made of natural materials.
The recipe is easy. 2 parts cornstarch, 3 parts water, a few drops of cooking oil, and some food coloring to make it whatever color you want.
Purple, science purple.
Mix it up and it turns into a paste.
Now what you'll need are 2 things. 1, an adult, and 2, a microwave.
Put it in for 30 seconds.
Clock wipe. There we go.
Then take it out and mix it some more until it cools down. Then you can pull it out and use your hands to sculpt it into a shape or take the shape of something else.
Once you put it all the way around, you can turn it into a little flower pot.
Once you've sculpted it,
You need to wait for it to dry, which will take about a day. Clock wipe.
after waiting a day,
Huh? What? It's been a day? Oh.
you have something made out of bioplastic. like this little flower pot you can use to grow a small plant. And then when it grows big enough, you can take this biodegradable flower pot and plant it right outside in the dirt, and this pot will biodegrade and turn back into dirt. Pretty cool, right? Well, let's max it out. Biodegradable Frisbee! Check it out! It's a Frisbee, but it's biodegradable. So you throw it around in the park, but if you lose it, it turns back into dirt. Ha-ha! What, not enough? Okay, clock wipe! Biodegradable lawn chair. Use it for one season and then return it to the earth afterwards. I think this is one of my best Science Max. Okay, bioplastic lawn chair, not as strong as regular lawn chair. We've learned that lesson now, so that's good to know. I mean, how would I have known if I hadn't tried it? Sarah and I are looking at different recipes for slime. All right, what do we got here?
So over here we have some amazing foamy slime, which has so many ingredients in it. Here, watch what happens when we start pulling it out.
Ooh. Wow. So it's like...
Super stretchy and super fluffy.
Here, that's great. Okay, now you gotta hold yours. You gotta hold this end. Okay, and then take some more. And then we take that. And then, yeah. It gets thinner and thinner and it becomes more and more lines of foamy slime.
Yeah. And the last kind of slime we made today is some classic flubber slime.
Ooh.
So much fun.
Now, why do you think is it flubber slime? Because is it really a slime?
It is a slime, yeah. It's super fun and it's super stretchy.
Oh, okay, I get it. Look at that. And it's sort of like a little bit like gelatin.
It is almost like gelatin.
Here, you can have some. There you go. Whoa. Ah, whoa. All right, so Sarah, now what we need to decide is how we're gonna max it out.
Right.
Like, should we just get a lot of slime?
That sounds like a really good idea, but we are gonna need something to put it in because we can't just have slime all over the floor.
Okay, you're right. So we'll get some sort of container thing.
Yeah.
And we'll see how much slime we can make, and then we'll just play with it and see what happens.
Sounds good.
And yeah, we will experiment because it's science.
Yeah.
Okay, high five. Careful high five so we don't splatter. Okay, good. Okay, let's go. This is right. This is a rubber glove. Well, actually, it's a latex glove. What's the difference? I will get to that in a second, but I'm sure you can agree it's super stretchy. How stretchy? Let's fill a rubber glove with water and see how big it gets. So, difference between latex and rubber. Well, it all comes from a rubber tree. Well, actually, it's a fake tree. It's just to show you how it works. The sap of the rubber tree is collected just like this. There's a spigot, and then the sap goes out, and it's collected. It's the same way that the sap for maple syrup is collected. And this is natural latex. If it's dried out, it becomes natural rubber. Latex generally means the liquid form, and rubber means the solid form. But wait, then why is this a latex glove? The glove is not liquid. What's the deal? Well, generally, latex means water-based or liquid, like latex paint. But it could also mean synthetic latex. That's latex that's man-made and doesn't come from a rubber tree. So, we call rubber gloves because they used to come from rubber trees, but now they're usually made out of man-made latex. But either way, they're super stretchy. I wonder how big this is gonna get. Science! Sarah and I are maxing out polymer slime. How? Maxed out tub of slime! Whoa! Okay, so how do you feel? Are we mixed up enough? First, we mix up a bunch of slime in a garbage bin. So with the polymer chemistry, the polymer is generally a liquid, right?
Yep.
And the bonding agent makes it stick together. So the more we use, the more of a solid we get.
Exactly, yeah.
So we want to split it and make it sort of halfway between a liquid and a solid, and I think we're exactly at the right stage.
It looks perfect.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's dump this garbage can in.
All right.
All right. Then we dump it in.
Oh, gross.
Whoa. Turns out we needed more slime. I don't think that's gonna be enough.
I think we might need some more slime.
Yeah, how much more do you think we need?
So, we added 11 more.
Ah, delicious.
Last one. Oh, yeah. Then we experimented.
Oh, yeah. We have a giant tub of slime.
Because the slime is stretchy, it created amazing bubbles.
So do you think I could blow a bubble with the slime?
Well, maybe not you, but
do I
definitely
wanna
the air
try this?
compressor.
No, no, I'd have to just put it on my face. I think I've
Yeah.
already got it on my face.
Then there was only one thing left to do.
We get in the slime.
Can we do that?
We can totally do that. This is Science Max.
That's so exciting!
Going swimming in slime.
Yes!
Who's going first?
You are!
I am, obviously. All right, this is how Science Max does polymers. 3, 2, 1. Plastic is everywhere, but what can we do with it aside from recycle it? Well, we can reuse it to make cool plastic charms. But you're gonna need the right kind of plastic, and you need polystyrene. Just look for the little number 6 inside the recycle symbol.
Cut out some plastic and decorate it however you want.
There we go. Haha, check it out. The Science Max logo. Also, I've made a couple other things. I've got a chemical symbol, an atom, and this is me in some slime.
Then get an adult to help you put it in the oven or
Toaster oven.
at 350 degrees. It only takes a few seconds for the plastic to shrink to 1/3 its size.
The reason why this happens is when plastic is manufactured, it's heated and stretched out and then cooled, and it sort of freezes in that stretched out shape. And when you reheat it, it shrinks back down to the unstretched shape.
Get your adult to take it out and wait for it to cool, and you'll have yourself some small plastic designs you can use for keychains, bracelets, name tags, bookmarks, whatever you want, all using the power of polymers.
Awesome. I'm gonna make all of those. What was that again? Keychain, ornament, magnet.
Magnetic putty in 60 seconds.
This is magnetic putty. This is magnetic putty. This is magnetic putty.
26.
This is magnetic putty.
2,635.
This is magnetic putty.
I can't count this high.
This is magnetic putty. Magnetic. Oh, it's not a magnet. It's attracted to magnets. Oh, that makes more sense. This is magnetic putty, and this is a magnet. The putty is made of polymers, which means it can flow over itself. It also has lots of iron filings in it, which is why it's attracted to magnets.
This is what happens over several minutes.
And there you go, magnetic putty.
Okay, so where were we? Oh, yeah.
3, 2, 1, yeah!
And remember, don't try this at home.
Slime!
Sarah and I enjoyed our maxed out tub of slime. So let's recap. Slime is made of polymers. Polymers come in a lot of different forms. It's all about long chains of molecules. And none are more fun to swim in than slime.
Do I have slime here?
Ooh, yeah, definitely.
Slime here! Slime! Well, there you go. Science Max experiments at large. Polymers. Slime. Yeah. High fives. Yeah. Slimy high five.
34. Take 36.
I don't know why I thought that would work.
Take 52.
I'm Phil, and today we're talking about friction! Sorry, okay. Oh, friction! We did it! We got it, everybody! How many takes was that? Oh. Well, still, we got it. Good work. As you may have already guessed, today is about friction, and here's a really easy friction experiment you can do at home. All you need is a piece of wood. You don't need the frame, and you don't have to do anything fancy to it. Just put one end up on a couch or a coffee table and make a nice ramp. Then you want something to slide down that ramp, and I like to use a piece of wood. Now check it out. Wood ramp, wood block. The friction is so much that the wood slides to there. Now what I like to do is take a little flag and mark the results. Recording the results is good science. Now here's where it gets fun. Get another surface and attach it to the wood, like carpet and wood. Let's see how far this goes. Not as good. All right, record the results. Cardboard. Ooh, nicely done, cardboard. Foam. And this wood has been waxed, like on a floor wax, which makes it nice and slippery. Let's see how that does. Ooh. And now the ultimate ice attached to wood. This is actually harder to do than I thought. All right, let's try it out. Ice! The clear winner. Not a big surprise right there. And get this, once you've done all of that, you can change the surface of the ramp. You can go to waxed wood, carpet, foam, cardboard. Well, well, yeah, you get the idea. Record all the results, compare them, and there you go. Friction ramp experiment. And that's what we're gonna be maxing out today. So come on, let's go. Check it out, I've improved the portal interface. Watch this. Yeah, and then I can scroll through experts, and oh, this is gonna be fun. And I've got my coordinates right there. Whoa. That's never happened. Okay. Hey, Sarah!
Hey, good to see you again.
Good to see you too, Sarah. From Mad Science, you're gonna help me max out friction!
Yeah, friction.
What do you think of my maxed out friction room?
It's amazing. It's so wonderful. So how are we gonna max out friction today?
In the lab, I had a ramp, and I had stuff with different surfaces on it.
Oh, that's so cool. It's too bad you don't have it here. We could totally test that out.
I can bring it here.
Awesome.
I have a new app on my phone that talks to the portal, and let's see. That's not what I. Oh, hold on. Okay, there we go. And whoa. Well, I can do this. I just it needs an update.
Yeah.
That's what the.
There we
it
go.
is. Okay.
Perfect.
So here we go.
Amazing.
The friction ramp. It's pretty simple. You just take. I've got blocks of wood with different surfaces.
Amazing.
And then you just slide them down the ramp.
Right. So cool.
Yeah. So what if to max it out? What if this is us?
We're a block of wood?
No, I mean like we are on the block of wood, and then we can try changing the bottom. I guess a block of wood isn't the right thing to use, though.
Right, yeah. Maybe we could use like a sled.
Oh, yeah, okay, like a snow sled. That's a great idea. Okay, so we'll tell you what. I will portal in a sled for
Are you
us.
sure you want to portal it in?
I'm sure. Just stand back,
Okay.
though. Okay. Ha!
Ah, there we go.
Maxed out friction slide! You ready, Sarah?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Sarah and I pushed each other around on the sled, which was fun, but it was also tiring. It's pretty hard. This is my turn. My turn.
All right.
Oh, yeah! Whoa, friction! Yeah, friction! Yeah! Yeah, friction! But we soon realized it'd be pretty hard to measure how much friction there was. You know how hard you were pushing?
I had no idea how hard I was pushing.
A lot, but that doesn't really help in science terms. So
Exactly.
what do we do?
Well, with your first experiment, you used a ramp. Could we maybe put a ramp up in here?
In here?
Here, yeah.
I guess.
Then we can measure also how far we go so we know how much friction is being used.
Right, so we have our control, and then we have all the, just like the blocks.
Exactly, just like the block.
Okay, great. So we'll get the ramp, we'll get a bunch of wood,
Yes.
we'll get some tools.
Yeah.
The case of the missing friction! It was rough all over in the big city. My toughest case yet, and I felt like I was getting nowhere. Someone stole all the city's friction. And it was my job to find out who and get it back. But after a week, I was no closer to solving the case. It was hard to get anything done now that there was no friction. Uptown to downtown, people were sliding all over with no way to stop themselves. It was chaos. Chaos, I tell you. But if there was any detective that could solve the case, it was me. But it's like my grandma always said, it's tough to follow leads if you can't sit in your chair. Nothing stays put in a city without friction. And you never appreciate something till it's gone. The phone rang. Sure, I wanted to answer it, but it slipped through my grasp just like this case. The mayor was on the line. He wanted to know if I'd made any progress. But I felt I was going in circles.
I'm gonna have to call you back, Mr. Mayor.
Without friction, you couldn't do very much at all. It was going to be my toughest case yet.
Sounds good.
Sarah and I are maxing out a friction ramp. Step 1, make a giant ramp.
There, are we done?
Great, I think so.
We're done. But it proved a bit hard to lift up to the second floor. Fortunately, Sarah had an idea.
Maybe we could use this crane.
We use the crane! Oh, yeah, I've got a 5-ton crane at Science Max headquarters. Good thinking, Sarah.
So we rigged it up and tried it out. The bonus was we could make the ramp any angle we wanted.
Okay, time to get my helmet, because don't go any higher than that, because I don't have my helmet. And then we will start sliding down.
All
Friction
right,
ramp!
friction.
I got on the slide and Sarah lifted it up until I started moving.
Ah! Friction ramp!
And that allowed us to record our results.
We're at 2 meters.
2 meters!
meters.
Recorded. First recording done,
All
now we
right.
switch it up.
We tried it again with Sarah on the slide to see if she slid at the same height. And she did.
Yeah.
Now we have a way to record the results. The plastic sled went down the ramp at this height. Things with more friction will mean the mark is higher, and less friction will mean the mark is lower. So then, we tried it with...
Cardboard! Cardboard! What did we get?
And it was...
A little over 2 meters.
meaning...
Cardboard is a little bit less slippy than the plastic of the sled.
All right.
Ready for carpet sled?
Good to go.
Here we go. Oh, past 2 meters. Oh, almost 3.
Here we go.
Carpet had even more.
Oh my gosh, we're going this side. That
Whoa!
was so cool.
That was exactly 3.
Then we tried foam.
Coming up on 2 meters. All right, coming up to 3. It won't go up any higher.
And just like the wood block, the foam didn't slide at all.
What if I do this and then I slide? Right, so, friction sled on foam, highest friction of all of the materials. Oh, hello there. Here's a fun science experiment you can do with science and friction together. Take 2 books, put them on top of each other, and pull them apart. Ooh, not too much friction. But if you take the books and you interleave some of the pages, maybe 3 or 4 parts, and try it again, pull them apart, they're a little harder to pull apart. That's because the friction for more pages touching each other actually starts to add up. So, what if we were to take two books with a lot of pages and very carefully and meticulously take each page individually, one at a time, and overlay each one and go back and forth? These are two books completely shuffled together. The elastic band is actually just to hold the covers together. All right. So, now the friction between all of these pages, when I try to pull it apart, makes it pretty much impossible. Now, there's two things going on here. First of all, when you start to pull the books apart, the pages start to stick together because they squeeze together, because you're pulling and they're squeezing. And the fact that there's so many pages sticking together, the friction builds up to a degree that is actually very impressive. But don't take my word for it, let's max it out. Here is another two books, elastic just to hold the covers. This one clamped to the wall, and I'm gonna pull on this one. Science! Still don't believe me? Well, let's max it out some more. Two books, all the pages layered together, held together only by friction suspended over a giant vat of slime. Now, let's see how much faith I have in science. Friction! Yeah! Okay. Okay, oh no. Okay, now to get down. Okay, hold on. And then Science! That was close. Sarah and I have used our maxed out friction ramp and compared the regular sled to cardboard and foam. What's next?
We've waxed the bottom of this sled, and we're gonna try a wax sled next.
Wax sled!
All right, here we go. Right.
1 meter.
Oh boy.
1.5 meters.
Whoa!
Wax sled! Woo!
Whoa.
The slipperiest yet, only 1.5 meters.
That's awesome. Do you have anything that's more slippery?
Yeah, we do. We have ice sled. Are you ready to try it out?
So ready to try it out.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
And
There we go. Whoa! That was awesome.
look how far you went.
That was so cool.
And only 1.25 meters.
Least amount of friction.
Ice wins. So, I think we should do something else to max this out, though.
Maybe bringing it up a little bit more and
Yeah.
using something with less friction.
Wait, I have an idea. Yeah, okay, come with me. This is a climbing frog. Why does he climb? Because of science. I pull on this rope, and then I pull on that rope, and I pull on that rope, and that rope, and he climbs up the ropes. And why? Well, because of friction. The secret is 2 straws. The straws are pointed away from each other at the bottom. This allows it to climb thanks to friction. Take a closer look. When I pull on one string, it pulls straight, which makes the frog pivot. That string slips through the straw because there's not a lot of friction, but there's lots of friction on the other side because of the angle. So one side of the string goes down, which makes the other go up, which means the frog goes up with it, all thanks to friction. So now, let's max it out. This is a super maxed out climbing frog. Just like the small version, I have a rope going through 2 tubes. I pull on one rope and the other holds on by friction. Then I switch. And it does work. It's just a lot harder to pull on the ropes, but it totally works. Whoa, whoa. There, and then this one, and then that one, and then that one. Yeah! A giant climbing frog! All because of friction. Here's another way to defy gravity using friction. Get a plastic water bottle and fill it with rice.
Take 2.
So get a plastic water bottle and fill it with rice using a funnel. Then take a shish kebab skewer and stick it into the bottle and nothing happens. But if you tap the bottle down, the rice starts to pack in a little bit better. See how the level of rice is lower? Which means you can add more rice. Pack it down even more. And you can even use something the same diameter as the mouth of the bottle, like, say, a highlighter. And make sure all the rice is as packed in as you can get it. There. Now the rice is really packed in there. And when I stick the shish kebab skewer in, the friction between the pieces of rice and this wood is enough to lift the bottle using nothing but friction. Now, let's max it out. I filled this 20-liter water cooler jug full of rice, and it's really heavy. I wanted to see if I could lift it using nothing but friction and this dowel, which is just a round piece of wood. All right, here we go. Ah, science! I'd max it out even more, but I don't think I could lift anymore. It's okay, I can just fit. Newton's first law in 60 seconds. Newton's first law says an object in motion tends to stay in motion. So why don't they? See, if I was to throw this, it doesn't stay in motion, it doesn't keep going, it slows down and falls to the ground. Well, the whole law states an object in motion tends to stay in motion until an external force acts upon it. So what forces are acting upon this? Well, gravity for one, pulling it down towards the ground, and friction, specifically air friction, slowing this down and making it stop. Now, if you were to have something very light with a lot of surface area, it would really be affected by air friction. You wouldn't be able to throw it very far at all, no matter how hard you tried. So there you go. Newton's first law, an object in motion tends to stay in motion unless it's affected by an external force, such as friction, like air friction. So there you go. Sarah and I have recorded a lot of results on our ramp by raising it till we started to slide.
Here we go.
Now we've decided to raise the ramp to the highest point and see how far we can go using some low friction things, like a wheeled cart. I've made a double bike cart. Wheels are great for moving. They have rolling friction, ready? Which is different from sliding friction. What happened?
You went through all those boxes back there.
That was it. We went really far. Total fun. Let's try something else.
So what are we gonna do next?
Now we're gonna do the frictionless this thing that we have at Science Max headquarters, a hover disc.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Where did you get it?
Built it, season 1.
Amazing.
As you may remember from that episode, a hover disc uses air to greatly reduce the friction with the ground.
Here we go.
So what would a hover disc do on a ramp?
Right.
Only one way to find out. Let's recap. Friction is when two surfaces rub against each other. You can have a very small amount of friction or a very large amount, depending on the materials. And using science to reduce friction results in the best sledding experiences. Nicely done. Science Max, experiments at large. Your turn?
My turn? Yeah, let's do it.
So take those, and I'll get this, and then I'll give you the helmet. And then we gotta rebuild rebuilding the boxes is like the hardest part of this whole situation. Greetings, Science Maximites. Today we're using fizzy drinks in our experiments. And a fizzy drink is just water with bubbles of carbon dioxide gas dissolved in it. So I thought since we exhale carbon dioxide, I could make a fizzy drink by just blowing bubbles in this water. Doesn't seem to be working though, does it? I don't see any bubbles, do you? No. Water does absorb carbon dioxide gas, but I don't have a fizzy drink. Weird. Time to check the book of science. Oh, in order to make bubbles, you have to have pressure. So... this is an air compressor. It takes air and compresses it, puts it under pressure. So... the container needs to be pressurized. Okay. When you get a container of a fizzy drink, the carbon dioxide gas is put in there under pressure, and it stays in there under pressure until you release it. That's the sound of the pressure being released. And when it is released, the carbon dioxide gas starts to expand. And when it expands, it creates bubbles. And that's what makes your fizzy drink. This process takes a while to run out, but eventually it will become flat. No more bubbles. But what if there was a way to release all of that carbonation all in one go? Well, there is. And for this experiment, all you need is your favorite brand of fizzy drink, Science Max brand Diet Science Cola, 100% science, 0 calories. And your favorite candy, like these Science Experiments. All the minty flavor that comes from pure science. So, all you need to do is open this up, take one of these, and put it in here with an adult's permission because it can get kind of messy. Whoa! What's going on here is all of the carbonation that was in the bottle is now being released much more rapidly than it would have been before. Now, why does this happen? Well, if you look at a carbonated beverage, you'll see that the bubbles don't come from everywhere. They come from the inside of the glass, or in this case, a lot are coming from the straw. And that's because the carbon dioxide bubbles like to find a little imperfection, something to hold on to in order to expand and bubble out. And a candy, such as this, has a ton of little tiny microscopic imperfections. So when you drop it in, there's a lot more places for the bubbles to attach, and that makes the carbonation happen a lot quicker. But remember, this is not a chemical reaction. It all has to do with carbonation. So that's what we're gonna be looking at today. Air pressure, more pressure, less pressure, and of course, we're gonna be maxing out this experiment. All right, I just need an expert to help me max this out. Let's see, oh, Cynthia from the Ontario Science Center. She'd be perfect for this. All right, good. Okay, come on, let's go. And, yep, that's good. Oh, hey, Cynthia!
Hey, Phil, how's it
Cynthia
going?
from the Ontario Science Center, you're gonna help me max out the Science Experiments and Diet Science Cola experiment. I think we need a better name for this.
Okay, well, we have the mints that have tiny little pores called nucleation sites on them. The gas inside the cola is gonna go through these nucleation sites, create a giant fountain. So why don't we call it a nucleation fountain?
Ooh, nucleation fountain, I like that. It's accurate and it sounds awesome.
There we go.
Okay, so we wanna max it out. So how many should we put in?
Let's say 5 more nucleation sites.
More reaction. Ah. I tried adding more mints, but one at a time didn't work. It doesn't,
No.
it's not, the bubbles are pushing it back out again. There we go, there we go. And then, yeah, I think if we put them all in at the same time, it would work better.
So we came up with a delivery mechanism to get all the mints in at the same time. A tube with a magnet holding the mints up, which we screw onto the top of the bottle. Pull the outside magnet to release, and...
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good fountain.
That is
a good nucleation fountain.
Nucleation fountain worked very well.
There we go.
Cynthia and I decided to try some other ideas to max it out even more. We decided to do some
Experimentation.
Experimentation.
Oh, that's a good one. Yep.
and see if Diet Cola was the best carbonated drink to use. We tried 4 different kinds: Diet Cola, regular cola, lemon lime soda, and club soda.
Really just
It's just carbonated water.
carbonated water.
3, 2, 1, go. Whoa. Science Cola. But I think that it was close.
I think it was the release.
Let's watch the replay.
Okay.
Yep, Diet Science Cola went the highest.
So the next step is
Maybe if we want to max the size of the fountain, we have to make a narrower stream.
Ooh, so a smaller aperture opening will be higher pressure
That's what I'm thinking.
because it'll be forced at a smaller opening. What else can we do?
We can launch it.
We could launch, oh, you mean like sideways?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that idea. So we'll put it on wheels. We'll put it on wheels.
Okay.
And then we'll launch it sideways.
Okay.
We got a lot of things to do. Okay, let's get.
We need time. Let's do it.
Get to it. Okay, we'll go to
Okay.
the lab. I'll get a mop. Nothing like a fizzy glass of water. And now there are ways for you to carbonate water at home with something like this Science Max Carbonation Station. You have a bottle of compressed carbon dioxide gas that's hooked up. You take a bottle of tap water, attach it, and carbonate it. Voila! Carbonated water. But this is Science Max. Why just carbonate water? Let's carbonate everything! Let's carbonate pickle juice. It's actually amazing. Milk. It's like milk meets water, kind of very odd. Chocolate milk? Oh no, that's way better. Carbonated mustard. Carbonated tomato juice, carbonated hot sauce. No, wait, carbonated. That was the hot sauce. No. Carbonated clam chowder. Oh, there you go. Carbonation, not just for water anymore. It is definitely not for clam chowder. No, that's just a big bowl of no. Never again. Cynthia and I are maxing out a nucleation fountain.
Yes!
Oh,
That's a good fountain.
We're changing our design a bit to see if a smaller hole in the bottle cap will make for a higher pressure fountain, which will make it more maxed out. We have this large hole. We've got a medium-sized hole.
We have a very small hole
So we're gonna see large, medium, or small, which one is the best.
to max out our fountain.
Exactly. But the problem is that our old delivery mechanism won't work if we keep the cap on. So we needed to come up with a new delivery system. So we drilled holes in the mints and put them underneath the cap on a pipe cleaner. They hang at the top of the bottle until we pull the pipe cleaner, and then they fall in.
All right, are you ready?
Oh, I'm so excited. Which one do you predict will be the best? This will have a larger geyser.
I
These
think
ones
this
be
will
smaller.
look cooler
Yeah.
because it'll be big, but this one?
The smallest hole, I think, will go the highest.
Yeah. Ready?
Three,
2,
two,
1. Definitely the biggest.
There. Whoa, careful. Careful. Whoa.
This one is almost like a spray.
It's not like a mist.
Yeah,
it's a mist of cola. They all kind of worked a little differently. The interesting thing is this one lasts the longest.
Oh.
There we go. So, this was cool, but not the best.
This one's still going.
It's still
It's
going.
not over yet.
You gotta give it points for still going.
I think this fountain looked the best, though.
This one was pretty good. So, a small aperture, but maybe not the smallest aperture, would be the best. So because of the force coming out of here, I think that we could probably do something like putting it on wheels.
And shooting it like a rocket?
Yeah, let's see.
On wheels?
Or like a car.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll make a nucleation fountain car. The Nucleation One!
It's our race car.
It's our race car. It's got fancy wheels that spin really well.
And we decided to go with the medium aperture. So it's fairly big, but not too small.
Yeah, all we need to do is unscrew that, put that in there, and then pull it out.
3, 2, 1. Oh, good. Let it go. Oh, that's not so bad.
Oh, yeah!
Missed the finish line.
Past the thing! Turn it around, turn it around!
Do you think we can make it get to the finish line?
It's
no.
spinning out.
Oh, wow.
Go! It worked pretty well, but there's always more ways to max it out. What if we just got like a giant container?
Like, because we're using small containers, right? What if we just
So
got
you
a really
want to
large
carbonate
container?
a very large container.
Well, we'd have to figure out some way to, well, come on, let's go figure it out.
Okay, let's do it.
This is an egg. It's been hard-boiled and peeled, so there's no shell on it. This is a flask, and this is hot water. I pour the hot water into the flask, which means the air inside the flask starts to heat up. And when it heats up, it expands, and some escapes through the top of the bottle. I pour the water out, and then I cap the flask with the egg. Now this expanded air is starting to cool again, which means it's lower pressure, which means the higher pressure on the outside of the flask pushes the egg in. Ha-ha! Fun! And then, to get the egg out, I can reverse it. If I blow into the flask, I can increase the pressure inside. Science! And now let's max it out. Max out container! Okay, pour out the water. Oh, careful, careful. And now, I put this water balloon on the top, and we'll just see what happens. The hot, expanded air inside the container is cooling and reducing in pressure, which means the higher pressure outside the container, it's happening, pushes the balloon in. It's happening! Oh. Success! Maxed out! Did you know that we live on the bottom of an ocean of air? It's called the atmosphere. And compared to the Earth, it's really thin. I mean, it's about as thin as this. Huh? Huh? Look at that. Not very thick at all. But it's a good thing the atmosphere is around, and not just for breathing. Though I am a fan of breathing. What do we want? Breathing! When do we want it? All the time. But did you know the atmosphere has different layers? It's true. I will walk you through them. No, I mean, come on, you gotta come with me. I'm walking over to walk you through them. Okay, the troposphere. This is the layer where we are all existing right now, where all of our weather happens. There's a lot of air molecules in this layer. Think of these balloons as air molecules. There's a lot of air in this layer. Yay, air! Next layer, the stratosphere. There's less air molecules in this layer, and it's where jets fly. Next layer, the mesosphere. There's even fewer air molecules in here, and it's where meteors burn up and turn into shooting stars. Fire, 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 fire! The thermosphere. Not many air molecules left up here, and this is where the northern lights, the auroras, happen. Woo! Northern lights. And finally, the exosphere. This is as high as the atmosphere goes. This is where satellites orbit, and if you see any air molecules up here, they're just passing through. Hello. And after that, nothing but the vacuum of space. Ooh, the vacuum of space. Of course, you know it's not that kind of vacuum, right? Right. Vacuum just means no air. There you go. The atmosphere. The only thing separating us from the vacuum of space. Roberta, the space vacuum got broken. I don't know how. Cynthia and I are maxing out the nucleation fountain.
This one is almost like a spray.
It's like a mist.
Yeah,
it's a mist of cola. Just to experiment, we tried using a giant bottle and pouring the Diet Cola in. I'm a little concerned about the science, but it didn't work.
Well, that's not very exciting.
Okay, so that didn't work at all.
No,
This is not a chemical reaction.
it's a physical change.
So it's the carbonation that matters.
Exactly.
When we poured the cola into the bottle, we lost almost all the carbonation.
How are we gonna max it out?
That's the question. So if we can't make a larger container,
More bottles?
we just have more bottles. So we'll just get a
Exactly.
lot of them and we'll set them off in a sequence or something.
Okay, let's do a pattern or something. We'll max out the
I know what we
fountain.
should do. You know, we should be sort of like a cascade and we'll get a lazy Susan or This is a vacuum chamber. It's an airtight container, and I put a hose on it, and the hose is attached to a pump. Now, the pump takes the air out of the chamber, creating a vacuum. So, let's have some fun putting things in a vacuum chamber. Marshmallows in a vacuum chamber. The marshmallows grow larger,
Whoa!
then shrink much smaller when returned to normal pressure. Why? Well, take a look at what happens with this balloon. The vacuum takes the air and the pressure out of the container, which was pushing against the sides of the balloon. Without that outside pressure, the air molecules inside the balloon can expand. So let's max it out with maxed out marshmallow. Just like the balloon, the marshmallows expand. But unlike the balloon, the air in the marshmallows escapes, so they shrink when the pressure is added back in.
They're almost the size of regular marshmallows.
It's the air inside a marshmallow that makes it fluffy.
It's not very fluffy.
The same expanding process happens with marshmallow cookies.
The marshmallow has completely deflated and it's all kind of hollow inside.
The frosting on a cake.
More cake! No, no! Oh! Look at this giant birthday cake. I can't wait to eat it. No! No! Why birthday cake?
And even shaving cream.
No! Shaving slime.
Cynthia and I have done a whole bunch of different experiments
Experiments.
to find out how to max out the nucleation fountain.
So we'll just get a lot of them and we'll set them off in a sequence or something.
Okay, let's do a pattern or something.
Now we have a bunch of bottles and we're ready to try the maxed out version.
We've got our release mechanism.
With our medium aperture.
Yep, and we're gonna put the mints in all of the bottles and then we're gonna release them in a very coordinated,
Pattern.
rehearsed pattern.
Very rehearsed.
We've rehearsed it a couple times. We'll see how it goes. And we've got this lazy Susan, which will spin around and we'll see how it goes. And 3,
2, 1. 1,
2,
3,
4,
5,
6,
7. Surprise! 1, 2. Oh, go, 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 go. 3, 4. We did it!
Whoa!
It's raining Diet Science Cola. We maxed it out!
Maxed out! Nucleation fountain. That is as good as it's gonna get.
So let's recap. Our nucleation fountain is all about releasing the carbonation in our Diet Cola faster than normal. This happens because there's lots of tiny bumps on the mints for the carbon dioxide to grab onto and make bubbles.
High fives. There you go. Science Max, experiments at large, nucleation fountain. Excellent job. Now all we need to do is clean it
Clean
up.
up, and I think I need a shower with water.
Yeah, I think I need at least the towel.
Yeah,
Okay,
but it's
let's-
supposed to volumize your hair.
Is it good for
I
your
think
hair?
so.
I
Yeah,
hope so.
better than
Okay, Science Maximites, prepare to hurtle through the cosmos. I am Captain Phil, and today we're going to be building rockets on Science Max. Now, we've built rockets before, like this one, powered by air pressure. And this one, stomp rockets, which were also technically powered by air pressure. Air pressure rocket! But today, Science Maximites, we are going to be building rockets powered by chemistry! Chemical-powered rockets! away! Okay, I promise it'll be more exciting than that. Because today, Science Maximites, we are going to be looking at chemistry. Chemistry is when two molecules combine to make another molecule. Like magic, ooh. So let's take a look at what will be powering our chemical rocket. This, it's an antacid tablet. When you put an antacid tablet in water, it makes little bubbles of carbon dioxide gas. This happens because of a reaction between two kinds of molecules called acids and bases. Like vinegar and baking soda, but all contained in a small package that won't start working until you put it in water. If we contain the reaction, the carbon dioxide gas builds up and creates pressure. High five for science. All right, so let's look at our chemical-powered rocket. What you need is one of these. This is a film canister. And ask your parents what that actually means because they're not used for holding film anymore. You can get these at craft stores, though, to hold paint or little things. But really, all you need is a plastic container with a good lid that snaps on nice and tight and keeps the air in. And then, of course, what you need are your antacid tablets and a little bit of water. So pour in some water and then put in your antacid tablet and snap the lid on. Flip it over and wait for the carbon dioxide gas to build up, which will build up pressure, which will launch your rocket. Ha-ha! So there you go, a chemical-powered rocket. Come on, let's max it out. So first, I need an expert to help me. Lisa from Logix Academy, of course. Logix Academy people have helped me launch all the rockets on Science Max. This is gonna be great. I'm gonna get my helmet first. Okay, let's launch some rockets! Let's go! Whoa, wow, it's really dark in this room. I can't see anything.
Bill?
Lisa?
Bill?
Lisa? What?
Bill?
Where did this come from? I guess the portal's malfunctioning. Hey, Lisa!
Hi!
From Logix Academy, great to have you here.
Great to be here.
Let's put this over there. We are here to max out the chemistry rocket!
Ooh, what is that?
It's just a small plastic container. But when we put an antacid tablet in there and some water,
We get a chemical reaction.
we get a chemical reaction. And so that's what creates the pressure. And then that pops the lid off and we get a little rocket.
Kaboom!
But now we're going to max it out. Get a bigger container and more.
Wait.
What?
How about if we launch a whole bunch of them?
Ooh, so we just get a lot of the small one and we launch them all at the same time.
Exactly.
Okay, great. So we just need a whole bunch of these and a whole bunch of.
And a whole bunch of science antacid.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I get them both in bulk. Come on, let's go put it together. I'm an acid, and I'm a base, and we are enemies. Whoa, well, we're not really enemies. Yeah, that's true. It's all about how we react chemically. You see, as an acid, I really want to give protons away. Protons? Who needs your protons? Get your protons here. Protons, I got more than I want. I don't need them anymore. And bases, we need protons. We'll do anything to get them. Protons, you can protons away. I'll take some protons.
You think that when you get these two together, you'd have some pretty great chemistry. But the truth is, when they're together, they often don't react.
Whoa. That is until water gets involved. Once you have water, acids and bases react. Whoa. Here, take some protons. All your bases belong to us. Here you go. Take some protons. I don't need more. I want more. I want more protons. Here.
Water is a solvent, allowing the chemical reactions to take place.
Depending on the strength of the acids and bases, that reaction can be mild. Would you like a proton? Oh, no, really. I could. Please take it. Oh, well, thank you. That's very generous. Have another. No, perhaps, maybe I will. Here's one. Okay, maybe just one. But if the acids and bases are strong, the chemical reaction can be really extreme.
This is what's going on in the antacid tablet, and why, without water,
Nothing happens. Oh, water! Water! Come on! What'd you do? What?
And that's the last one.
Lisa and I are maxing out our chemical-powered rocket not by making it bigger, but by making more of them. How many more?
400 caps all glued down, 400 antacid tablets, or part of,
Yep.
all glued down, and they're glued on this fancy-pantsy spinning surface. So we rotate this part upside down.
We fill each container with a little water and snap it on underneath. This way, the antacid tablet and the water don't mix until we flip it back over. It also allows us time to snap them all on.
Okay, ready?
Ready.
All right, 400 containers. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Once we flip the board back over, the reaction started taking place, building up carbon dioxide gas and increasing the pressure until...
What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness!
It's good luck if you catch one.
Wow, that one went really high. Oh!
Awesome! That totally was great. Wow. Okay, so high fives on that.
Yep.
That worked spectacularly.
That was awesome.
So we've done this.
Let's go bigger.
Let's go bigger.
Bigger.
Okay. So let's go and we'll clean
All
this
right.
up afterwards.
Yeah,
okay.
let's do it.
Okay, let it go. Whoa. Whoa. This is a balloon, and this is an orange. When you put them together, a chemical reaction happens. How'd you go in there for a minute, didn't I? No? No? All right. Well, you can actually do a chemical reaction between a balloon and an orange. You see, balloons are made of latex, which is a kind of polymer that's very, very stretchy. And orange peels contain a chemical called limonene. Limonene breaks down latex. So, we have 3 questions. The first is, why does this happen? Well, like I said, it's all chemistry. You see, balloons are made of polymers, chains of molecules held together by chemical bonds. A limonene molecule attacks those bonds. Nom nom nom, nom nom nom, nom nom nom, delicious. And breaks it, that separates the polymers, and that pops the balloon. But remember, it only works with natural latex. So make sure you're using natural latex balloons. Second question, why do they call it limonene when it's in orange peels? I mean, yes, it's in lime peels and lemon peels, but the chemical itself smells like oranges. They should call it orangenine or citrus fruitinide or... Anyway, third question, should we max it out? Of course we should, come on. 200 balloons versus 2 bottles of limonene. Ready? Go! Science!
Our first attempt to max out our chemical rocket was 400 plastic containers.
Oh yeah.
That worked well, but now it's time to make the container larger.
Whoa! Giant maxed out chemistry rocket canister. I have a big plastic container with a groovy lid that sits there on airtight, which is great.
And I have a giant jar of antacid.
How many? It was like 60 antacid tablets or something?
At least.
This works exactly the same as our smaller containers. We dump the antacid in, seal the lid airtight, then flip it over. And now would be a good time to mention not to try this at home.
Okay. Oh, it's not gonna take long. All right. right, so that was the canister version. Now we need the pop bottle version, the
Yes.
rocket version.
Yes.
Okay, let's go make that.
Let's do it.
Okay. This is a light stick.
It creates light using a chemical reaction. There's a liquid chemical inside and also a glass container that holds another chemical. When you bend a light stick, you break open the container and the two chemicals mix, creating light.
There you go, light sticks, chemical reaction. And yes, of course we're gonna max it out. This is a whole bunch of the two chemicals in a light stick. Let's max it out.
So how does a chemical reaction produce light? Well, a lot of chemical reactions produce energy. You might think of a chemical reaction producing heat. Well, heat is a kind of energy. This chemical reaction also produces energy, just energy in the form of light. It's just a different kind of energy.
Whoa, maxed out light stick!
And now for a Science Max quiz. Chemical change or not? What's a chemical change? Well, let's demonstrate. Look at this. It's a happy little molecule of iron. And here's another molecule of oxygen. If they were to have a chemical change, they would react and form different molecules. Look, it's a molecule of rust. Rust is a different chemical than either iron or oxygen. It's a chemical change. Now, if these molecules mixed and did not change, then it's not a chemical change, it's a physical change. Sometimes it's hard to tell if it's a chemical change just by looking, but asking what kind of change it is leads to good science. So let's look at some examples. Vinegar and baking soda. Is it a chemical change? Yes. Vinegar and baking soda react to form different chemicals. Sodium acetate, that's the white stuff that's left over, and carbon dioxide, which makes the bubbles. How about a nucleation fountain with Diet Cola and mints? Haha! A lot of people think that's a chemical change, but it's not. The mints cause carbonation, the bubbles, to escape faster. But in the end, you still have cola and mints, no new chemicals. And without the carbonation, nothing happens. So, it's a physical change. Take a guess at this one. Glow stick chemicals. Well, producing light or heat is usually a sign of a chemical change. How about mixing sugar and water to make a sugar pop? That's a physical change. You start with sugar and water, you mix them, and when you have a sugar pop, what chemicals are you left with? Well, sugar and water. So, no chemical change. It can be hard to tell sometimes, but whenever two things mix, think to yourself if it's a chemical change or a physical change. And now you know it's either one or the other. And that's the first step to good science. Thanks for playing our Science Max quiz. Our maxed out rocket worked great. Now to make it look more like a rocket.
So we have a mesh bag here to put the antacid in.
Right?
And we have some paper clips attached to it.
And what are the paper clips for?
Well, Phil, we have a magnet.
Ah!
And so the magnet sticks to the paper clip.
And so that's what we have here. You see, the bag is full of the antacid tablets, which we put through the mouth of the bottle, and the magnet is holding the paper clips on the other side of the plastic, so we can sort of move it along. So we can start with the bag over here where the water's down there, but now we attach the launcher, like so.
All this effort is to keep the reaction from happening until the bottle's on the launcher and we're ready to go.
And then, as we pull the bottle over, we bring the bag up this side, and there, the water and the antacid have never touched.
No reaction.
All you need to do now is just, we pull this magnet away, and the bag will fall into the water, and then we will have the launcher down here, and we pull the release, and the rocket will go.
We add some weight to the launcher to help keep it in place.
Okay, right, wait, glasses.
Safety first.
Okay, ready?
And then we pull the string with the magnet. That drops the bag of antacid tablets in the water and starts the chemical reaction. Because we have a latch holding the bottle down, we can wait until the chemical reaction happens fully. And there's a lot of gas pressure in the rocket before...
3,
2,
1,
1.
launch! Woo!
That worked. Yeah, I had hit the ceiling. I think we need to do this outside.
Yeah, I think we definitely have to do it outside.
All right, totally great. Weird. Anyway, I was saying we should put 3 or 4 of 3, 2, 1, go! There it is. Yeah!
We tried it outside and it worked great. The only thing left was to max it out even more.
So, larger chamber,
Yep, more antacid.
more antacid, more air, more water.
Absolutely.
Bigger rocket. Okay, so you know what? I know how to splice 2 bottles together, and we can increase the size
All
of
right.
the chamber. This is sodium acetate. How do you get sodium acetate?
Well, when you do a vinegar and baking soda reaction, what you have left once the reaction is finished is sodium acetate. It's a crystal, and you can do something fun with it that may seem familiar. You make a supersaturated solution of sodium acetate by heating water and dissolving as much as you can, and then when it cools, you can get the crystals to reform.
Now, if you did this with sugar, you could make a sugar pop, which we've done before. If you do it with salt, you could make a salt pop, which is less appealing. And if you do it with sodium acetate, you can do this.
Just like with the sugar pop, all it needs is a seed crystal to get the crystals to reform. But unlike sugar, which takes a few days, sodium acetate recrystallizes right before your eyes. Because we heated the water, it allowed more crystals to dissolve in it.
Ooh.
But then it cooled down afterward. There's more crystals sitting around in this water than there should be at this temperature. They want to turn back into crystals, and all they need is something to start them going.
I've colored this one green because, I don't know, science. Maybe it'll look cool.
A tiny crystal on the end of the stick is all we need to start the reaction happening.
Whoa! Wow. And there you go, sodium acetate. That one wasn't done yet.
We've gone from small containers
Oh, yeah.
to a large container to a rocket.
Yeah!
So what's next?
Super maxed out rocket!
12 2-liter bottles all spliced together to give us a very large chamber to build up pressure with.
So the chamber is all the same. So it's all one big hollow tube, and now we're gonna fire it off. Let's go! Let's
do it.
Awesome rocket! Yeah!
Lisa and I follow the same procedure as before. We use a bag of antacid tablets held up inside the rocket with a magnet. And once it's sealed on the launcher, we pull it off, let the antacid mix with the water, let the chemical reaction happen for a while to produce enough gas pressure, and then we fire it.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh my God!
That is the highest I think we've ever shot a rocket on Science Max.
That's amazing.
Well done. Chemical reaction rocket. Thank you very much for joining us on Science Max Experiments at Large. We should build another rocket because
I
that
think so.
one is probably broken.
That's done.
Okay, let's go.
Let's do it.
All right, so this time I think what we should need to do is... Oh no, it's nothing but garbage cans in there. We gotta turn the portal off.